You can change anything you want in life, but not everything you want. Problems are a feature of life, not a bug. Alright, let's get started, baby. So, at the beginning of this year, at the end of last year, around Christmas, I saw this episode prop up. It was from Diary of a CEO, Chris Williamson with Stephen Bartlett, and I had started that episode, but I didn't really finish it. It just kind of fell off my plate, I would say. It just fell off my plate. But then a few days ago, I just stumbled upon it again, and I was like, "Fuck!" I mean, just like fully go through it and actually see it. I thought this would be perfect because we are already halfway in 2026, and fuck, lately I was feeling a bit lost. Life, was just on autopilot, flying by. So I had started this episode around Christmas in 2025, but never really got to finish it. And I came across it a few days ago, and I'm like, why not just watch it, right? We are already halfway, yeah. With these only 6 months left for 2027, and this would be a perfect time to watch it. Like lately, I also felt a bit lost. Like life was just on autopilot. I was like, I'm not really progressing much, but I'm working a lot, and I think it's time to do some reflection. All right, let's get to the good part and some painful one. You can change anything you want in life, but not everything you want. When we are setting goals, we often think about just adding to our plate. Like, oh, I want to achieve this. Like, if you hear someone's resolution, you're like, oh, I want to do this. Like, it's usually like, oh, I want to lose weight. I want to change jobs. I want to, find a new partner. And rarely we think about removing clutter from our life. Like, you know what? I'm gonna start not doing that. Like, it feels weird to say. But Chris Williamson explains it like Chris explains it in something like this. Imagine you are at a buffet and you're just piling food on top. You're just filling the plate as much as you can. Then you go down and start eating and realize that you took a lot more than you can eat. Like you're already full and you have a lot of food left, and your stomach can't physically expand to just make sure that you are able to eat everything. Now our workloads are the same way. Like if you keep jamming like work down your throat, oh I want to do this, oh I want to do that, eventually you become full. Like you literally can't do anything more. Similar like your mobile or laptop, humans also have a biological battery, and every day in the morning you get energized, you're ready to work, and as the day goes by, the battery starts declining. And we must carefully choose on what we are spending our battery on. Like, we need to spend our battery on the highest ROI, because this is still something that you're able to get back. You can never, at least right now, you cannot go back in time and change how you lived. I was running around like a headless chicken for a while, just chasing goals, adding a lot on my plate than I could physically even handle. I mean, I wanted to launch an AI business, like an AI agency. I wanted to start a community on school, Stoic Spartans, which I've started. More on that. I wanted to do another 100-miler. I wanted to start creating content. I wanted to maybe find a partner and get into dating, and all of this while having a 40 plus hour job, and I barely had any time. Like I couldn't even complete one task properly because I would always be stressed about, okay, I need to do that later. And it's just like a monkey jumping from one thing to another. Naval Ravikant has this great quote, it is far easier to achieve our material desires than to renounce them. Being busy is different from being productive. When you're always working, just trying to get the next task, sometimes you fail. I at least fail to see the overall picture of where my entire life was. Some reflection questions that I picked up from the podcast. Just take your time. I would say grab a pen and a paper and just really force yourself to think about some of these. They are really helpful. What would need to happen by the end of 2026? 6 months remaining for me to look back, and regardless of how your year has been, I think this is a really good time and a second chance to finish it strong. You might have if you had a good year, awesome, finish it strong. But if you had a okay year or a bad year, it's not over yet. You can create a positive momentum and finish it very strong. What have I done or not done in the past 6 months that has made me miserable right now? These are areas that you will want to focus on for the next 6 months. If your life was a movie, what would the audience be screaming at you right now? This one was very hard for me personally. What emotions have you avoided in the past 6 months? What happens when you face this kind of emotion? What do you think is productive but it actually isn't? Like for me, it was, decluttering and taking some time to reflect. This is a deferred life syndrome. Many people think, including me, that life will begin after a certain point. It's almost like a mirage that I'm going to live my life after life's duties are out of the way. It's like saying that I will be happy only after I achieve X or Y. And Chris describes it as holy be. Well, when I reflected on that, I was on this exact boat. I had always felt that life would actually begin at a different point of time. Right now, I'm in a pre-season of life because I'm chasing my goals and just trying to row the boat as hard as I can. And it feels a lot like a speed run instead of living your life. I would never be present. It's really hard for me to just focus on the present. It's either like you are stressing about something in the past, or you are stressing about the future. As Seneca said, you suffer more in your imagination than in reality. Personally, I felt I wasn't worthy of being happy as I had not achieved the goals that I set out a couple of years. Now stack that and productivity debt hypothesis, and you get that it's a constant feeling of I'm not doing enough. Waking up already feeling like fuck, I am behind and I need to catch up today. Even after a successful day, like you literally tick all the boxes in your book, that voice comes in your mind that says, hey, you know what, that one thing that you could have done, what if you just did it, and now I'm like, okay, my entire day is messed because I just didn't do one task, the one additional task that I thought I was supposed to do just because I had extra 5 or 10 minutes. And then when you wake up next day, you're like, okay, I need to catch up on the previous day's workload. It's just that you never actually catch up. And this is really close to procrastination. So you have to be careful. Like if you're actually working, then you need to take a step back and reflect and be proud of the work that you did. But if you didn't do shit, you should start doing stuff. And I don't want to say I invented this, but I would say I got this idea of imperfect consistency. You can miss 2 days of the gym and be back on the third day instead of telling yourself that, hey, my entire week is a mess because you missed 2 out of the 5 days, depending on how long or how often you work out. Same with the diet. You mess up 2 days of your diet back to back. It was a weekend, your friends were over, and now you're like, oh my god, my entire week is a mess now. You have the option to continue the bad trend or be like, okay, I was enjoying, I was having fun, but now I'm going to focus on the next 5 days and ensure that I hit all the 5 days instead of missing any more days. Quick self-promotion. If you can skip this part if you hate them. I'm building a community on Skool for people who are on this similar path like me, that lonely chapter as Alex Hormozi and Chris Williamson describe it. I've been working on a simple system that helps you execute better. You can journey through the link in the bio. It's free and you can get the system for free. I'm more than happy to see you there and let's connect. Alright, back to and usually people procrastinate for 2 reasons. You don't know what to do or you don't know how to do it. The first one is a poorly designed next step, and the other one is not knowing how to take that. Krish mentioned a great book on this called Getting Things Done by David Allen. I've already bought it and it's going to be my next read. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. Great changes happen with micro habits. This is something I'm learning this year. Imagine how pitiful or small it is that I only read 1 page a day before I go to sleep. I have replaced this habit of I've replaced this task. Instead of scrolling, I read 1 page of a book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and it's only 1 page, not more, not less, just one page, and I can scroll if I really feel the urge to. It's been 10 days since I started doing that, and those are 6 pages that I would have not read if I didn't start with 1 page a day. As I said, it's perfect consistency. Feels weird to even say that if it's not 10 out of 10. I have failed kind of moment, but that is 60% execution, still a win. Boring victories. Being proud of small daily wins that have a compounding effect. Instead of waiting for one big aha moment, being proud in the daily small victories that you have. The upside of never trying is never feeling the pain of failure. If I never aim to start something, I have never really failed. If I never date a girl or a guy, I will never feel the pain of rejection. Easier to say, all men and women are the same and none are made. The work just needs to be done, so just do it. Do it tired, do it scared, do it sleepy, do it embarrassed. Fuck, never did I think that I would be writing an article on Substack, probably a shitty article and a video, but we all gotta start somewhere. You need to make decisions when you are unsure. You never have 95% of the information. If you do, it means you're already late on that decision. Problems are a feature of life, not a bug. There will be never a time in your life that you will have no problem. The only problem there will never be a time until death that you will never have a problem. The entire journey of self-development is filled with complete chaos, loneliness, uncertainty, external noise, internal noise, lots of doubt. The Rocky cutscene in the movie lasts for 3 minutes, but you have spent last 4 years on this journey of becoming better. And when you reflect, you're like, oh, I don't really see a big of a change. And literally, that's what I was thinking. And that is why I felt the need of creating the community, Stoic Spartan. Challenge is a gift, and learning comes from being in the edges. Change is your old version. You must destroy your old self in order for your new self to grow. How often are you sitting with your deepest thoughts? Time set aside to feel your most heavy and scary thoughts. Your emotions are legit. Feel them instead of trying to bury them, even if at times they are very uncomfortable. Life never really stops for anyone. It is happening right now. Don't wait. And we all can use some kind of urgency in our life to get stuff done and move forward. I tried to compress as much as I could. There was a lot to unpack. I really needed to reflect, and that is something that I had avoided for a very long, mainly because it was really painful and made me feel I had not earned my break. So I would just keep pushing until I reached X, and then I could slow down. I hope this helped. Remember, you still have 6 months. No matter how the year went, is your time to reset and finish strong. You can join the community to meet with similar-minded people. It's free. And you also get the execution system to help you stay consistent. It's just a basic tracker. You set out 3 goals that you're going to focus for the next 90 days, and you choose the tasks that you have to do daily. And these tasks allow you to make daily progress towards the 3 goals that you. Alright, see you in the next one.